You wake up. You check your phone. You choose a shirt. You pick a podcast. You decide which email to ignore first. By 10 a.m., you've already been robbed. Not of your money. Not yet. You've been robbed of your willpower. Most of you are exhausted not because you're working too hard, but because you're choosing too much. You're suffering from a decision tax that is keeping you broke, anxious, and stuck in mediocrity. We were told that more options equals more freedom. That's a lie. In 2026, more options equals paralysis. The world is designed to drain you. Algorithms want your attention. Markets want your indecision. If you don't fix your mental leak, you will never have the cognitive surplus required to build real wealth. Disclaimer: this strategy is high leverage. It involves radical simplification. Use this to reclaim your life and build your career, not to neglect your basic human responsibilities or the people who rely on you. The reality check: you are leaking power. Think back to your childhood. Remember that feeling of being overwhelmed when a teacher gave you too much creative freedom. Or that sting of betrayal when you realized the smartest kid in class wasn't the one who worked the hardest, but the one who knew exactly which 20% of the work mattered. Life isn't fair. The people at the top aren't smarter than you. They just have more, quote-unquote, random access memory available. While you're debating between oat milk and almond milk, they've already moved $1 million. While you're scrolling for inspiration, they've already executed. 1. The Willpower Battery, the biohacking truth. Your brain is a biological machine. It runs on glucose and neurotransmitters. Every time you make a choice, no matter how small, you click a spend button on your internal battery. According to research from Cornell University, the average person makes an estimated 35,000 decisions every single day. What to wear? -1%. What to eat? -2%. Which font to use? -3%. By noon, your high-level thinking battery is at 15%. You're in the red. This is why you eat junk food at night. This is why you can't focus on your side hustle after work. The secret: the rich don't have more willpower. They just spend less of it on garbage. 2. The Steve Jobs Uniform Strategy, 2026 edition. Steve Jobs wore a black turtleneck jeans and New Balance sneakers every single day. People thought it was an aesthetic. It wasn't. It was a strategic defense mechanism. He refused to spend 3% of his daily brilliance on a wardrobe. Now, you might be thinking, I can't wear the same thing every day. People will notice. It's weird. Let's be real, nobody is looking at you that closely. And if they are, their opinion doesn't pay your mortgage. The actionable step: create a standard operating procedure for your morning. Eat the same breakfast. Wear a uniform, 5 identical shirts. Follow the same 20-minute routine. Eliminate the small choices so you can win the big wars. 3. The paradox of choice: why more is less. In the 1990s, psychologists Sheena Iyengar and Mark Lepper conducted the quote-unquote jam study. They set up a booth with 24 types of jam. Lots of people stopped, but only 3% bought anything. Then, they switched to only 6 types of jam. Fewer people stopped, but 30% bought something. The math: limiting options increased sales by 10x. In 2026, you are the jam booth. You have too many projects, too many interests, too many open tabs. When you give yourself 10 options, your brain chooses none of the above and goes back to TikTok. 4. Essentialism, the disciplined pursuit of less. Greg McKeown, author of Essentialism, says, if you don't prioritize your life, someone else will. This is the dark secret of the corporate world. If you are a yes man, you are a tool for other people's agendas. You become a choice maker for the goals, while your own goals starve. The dark edge: you have to be rude to the non-essential. You have to say no to good opportunities so you can say yes to the one great opportunity. Use this for good: be ruthless with your time so that when you are with your family, you are 100% present. You owe them your presence, not your distracted, decision-fatigued husk. 5. The micro-decision audit. Think of your brain like a smartphone. Every micro-decision is a background app running. Should I reply to this text now or later? Background app. What should I watch on Netflix tonight? Background app. These apps drain your, quote-unquote, mental random access memory. The fix, the 2-minute rule. If a decision takes less than 2 minutes, make it immediately. If it takes longer, schedule it for a decision block later in the day. Don't let micro-decisions haunt your subconscious. Kill them on sight. 6. The default mode, engineering your success. The most successful people in 2026 don't rely on motivation. They rely on defaults. Default, phone is in another room during deep work. Default, savings are automatically deducted on payday. Default, gym bag is in the car the night before. You are a product of your environment. If you have to decide to go to the gym, you've already lost. If the default is that you go to the gym because the bag is in your hand, you win. Real-world example, look at Mark Zuckerberg. Same gray t-shirt. Why? He has a billion uses. He doesn't have time to decide between charcoal and heather gray. 7. The psychology of analysis paralysis. We fear making the wrong choice, so we make no choice. But here is the reality check: indecision is a decision. By not choosing a career path, you are choosing to stay in the one you hate. By not choosing an investment, you are choosing to let inflation eat your savings. As the philosopher William James said, there is no more miserable human being than one in whom nothing is habitual but indecision. That is timeless wisdom. Indecision is a slow poison. It feels like being careful, but it's actually being a coward. The 2026 Wealth Formula. Wealth is not just about money. It is about cognitive surplus. If you want to get rich in an eye-driven, hyper-distracted world, you need the ability to think deeply when everyone else is reacting shallowly. You cannot think deeply if you are worried about what's for lunch. Your 24-hour challenge. 1. Delete 3 choices. Pick 3 things you decide every day and automate them. Meal prep, outfit, or workout. 2. The Power Hour. Spend the first 90 minutes of your day on your number 1 goal. 0 decisions allowed. No emails. No news. Just execution. 3. Say no to one good thing. Find a project or a social invite that is fine but not essential. Kill it. The final word. The Steve Jobs strategy isn't about clothes. It's about sovereignty. It's about reclaiming your mind from the thousands of tiny vampires sucking your willpower dry. Stop being a consumer of choices. Become a creator of outcomes. Now, go simplify something. If this resonated with you, you know what to do. Subscribe for more deep dives into the psychology of the 1%. I'll see you in the next one. Or rather, I'll see the focused version of you. Get to work.